And Derek,
Really well
job
done by
moving
Derek.
there. Oh, what a big snipe! Shot!
And Russo gets backed out of the cut.
No way! No way! No way!
Ladies and gentlemen, how are you all doing on this fantastic Thursday morning / afternoon / evening? I'm Jaggy, and I'm joined by Boodog.
Hello, everybody.
So we were gonna have Saturn cast with Boodog for the sake of no bias or anything, because I'm part of Mo. So unfortunately, Saturn is not gonna be here today, so I will be filling the role, and I'm gonna make this as impartial as possible because that's my job. And I will say, in terms of the storyline for this matchup, you got two pretty solid teams in this division. Lightspeed, Ultraviolet were predicted somewhere around, I think, 3rd or 4th seed. However, they've kind of had a rough start. Actually, let me go on Discord Live so I can show you exactly what I'm talking about here. So yeah, they've kind of had a rough start, but they got a win last time out against Gun Diamond by a decent margin. So they're going to be looking to continue the momentum here. It's not shown on the table, but both Gun Diamond and Lightspeed Ultraviolet have played 6 matches. Now LUV are on 7 points, and they are not necessarily hot on the tails of Moonblast, who have, come out guns blazing since the start. A bit of a rough patch against Avail, but I heard that Avail got 11-1 track picks there, and the shot count wasn't in their favor. But yeah, they're going to be looking to bounce back there. As for actually, let me make a quick little smooth transition here to promote the donations for the MKPS prize pool. They are open. You can donate by going to the Streamlabs donation link, subscribing to the MKB Twitch, or donating bits to MKB's Twitch channel. So go ahead and donate, especially if you've been in the AMC bandwagon lately. Those of you that have gotten your AMC gains, do donate a tiny bit of that. Por favor. Yeah. So, Boodog. I'm going to switch over actually real quick to the LUV lineup. Tell me what you think.
The lineup looks pretty strong. I think that's their best LU, or pretty close to it. We've got Brody, Mason, Taka, and Zesty running, and then Evan bagging. And I know they're all very good runners. They can hold their own. And Evan, definitely a pretty good bagger.
Yeah, Evan has really come up the ranks lately. He was kind of, I didn't really see him playing too much. I think he was kind of alternating between running and bagging sometime before the split, but he's really improved lately. And he's been grinding, slave bagging for Lightspeed Ultraviolet, as well as Mo every once in a while. He is in Mo as a quote-unquote Moshel. But yeah, he's certainly a solid bagger, and this is, quintessential Lightspeed coming out here with Brody, Mason, Taka, Zesty, Evan. Certain teams, they have one sub coming in every here and now, but you see this lineup pretty much week in and week out. In the Indiv chart, if we take a look at that, we are going to be seeing Mason as the front runner for this side with 33.4 average. Mason is, I shouldn't say one of the most improved runners this year, because I feel like, he's been getting closer to his plateau, but 2020, easily one of the most improved players in the game. Kind of came up as like a gold tier, like borderline plat tier player in Lounge, and all of a sudden, he's pushing for Emerald. So, solid player in that respect. Brody, decent runner. Zesty has kind of had a poor season thus far, and I'm really willing to see how he performs today, because he is a player with a lot of upside, but just hasn't really been on the consistent end.
Yeah. And then, did you talk about Taka?
No, not yet.
Taka is also there. He's a very good runner, but from what I've seen, he's not the most active a player outside of Scrim Wars. So he may have a little bit of a challenge keeping up with some of the more active players.
Yeah. Also, I think, yeah, Taka's a good player, and he certainly has the versatility in certain tracks and being able to take shortcuts. I feel like Lightspeed Ultraviolet, a lot of teams have only like maybe one player that can do BCW Glitch and BCW Ultra consistently and, other tracks, but Taka and Zesty are both among the top 10, top 15 players in the game in consistency in those particular tracks. But if we're talking about BC3, I mean, you have a good counter player in Taz. If we transition over to the Moonblast lineup, Taz is one of those players that can take those shortcuts, especially BC3 Ultra and GV Rock. You know, a very solid player overall. And then to back him up, you got Declan, Matt, and Sal. I mean, this is pretty strong, I must say, and it's been holding out for the most part. This particular roster, it hasn't been this particular lineup week in and week out. Every now and again, you see Ryan slotting in the mix, you see Joss slotting in the mix.
I think it's pretty strong. Declan's been a pretty good runner for a long time. Same with Sal. Sal, I believe, is MVPing the division right now, so he should be scoring a lot of points today.
Close. You got Kevin,
Close?
37.1.
Okay, Kevin.
Yeah.
And then Taz, who's another very good runner, and Kion bagging. I don't know too much about him bagging. I've bagged against him a few times, and he's been pretty good. Do you know
Kion?
about
Yes. So Kion has been grinding. Maybe not as much in recent weeks, but when he first joined Mo back in early 2021, he was, around C, maybe actually not C tier, but he was around B tier level bagging. But he has certainly improved. Arguably, I'd say a top 6 bagger in the game. Maybe not pushing for that top 3. You have the likes of, Jazz, Mac, and Roy, even though Roy doesn't bag anymore. But Kion is certainly pushing himself to eventually get up to that, or contend that top 3 bagging position. He's certainly a strong bagger. Every once in a while, you'll see him struggle to evade, and he may lose the shock. But in terms of attaining the shock, very solid with strats. The mind games, he doesn't usually get phased. So overall, solid bagger.
Alright. Yeah. Do we know how long it's going to be before we get started?
Let's see. It's going to be 6 in the room, so I don't think we have anything to worry about at the moment. Got a little bit of time. And with that time, let's give our predictions for the overall match winner and MVP. So I'm going to start here. I don't want to be biased, but I'm just looking at this very objectively. I think Moonblast look really strong, and Lightspeed, Ultraviolet, they've been kind of wavering a little bit in the consistency in this particular season. I do think that they certainly have the capability of defeating Moonblast, and if we're referring to their week 1 match, it was actually Lightspeed, Ultraviolet who were getting the better of Moonblast little by little, kind of chipping away. And they had like a 30-something point lead going to GP3, but Moonblast came back from the dead. I'm going to say Mo are going to take it once again and have a clean sweep over them. I'm going to say Mo by 34.
Okay. I'm going to predict it to be a little bit closer than that, but I'm still going to predict Mo with the win by 16.
Okay.
So, Lightspeed getting the bonus point.
And that is a thing, yes. The bonus point is a thing in this tournament. I don't think that Gun got the bonus point against Lightspeed Ultraviolet, which is a testament to this, the stakes going into this match. LEV kind of having a rough start, but now they're on a 1-game win streak going into the second half of the season, and we'll see if they can keep up.
Yeah. And then
MVP.
For MVP, I'm thinking Sal or Brody.
Interesting. Yeah, Brody, I think he's pretty consistent. I'm not so sure if he's going to MVP, but you could certainly see him pushing the boundary for 95, 100, 105. I'm going to say Sal here, but I wouldn't be surprised if I saw Mason. I am going to have Mason as my secondary candidate. But I'm still going to stick with Sal, and I'm going to say Sal 109.
Alright. I should probably predict. I'll go 115 for
115.
MVP.
Okay. 115, Sal, yes?
Yes.
Okay. Both on the same wavelength here in terms of who's going to win and who's going to MVP here. Let's see if Caster's Curse is going to be a thing once again, because that usually is what happens. We had to wait a little bit because Mason's net has been taking a dump. He is in the room now, and I mean, they've used a reset, but unfortunately for Lightspeed Ultraviolet, to their detriment, it's going to be Matt subbing in for Joss and a reset being used. So we'll see how much of a factor that plays. If Mason's net decides to take a dump again, they will have no resets remaining according to the MKPS rule set. Only one allowed per match. That being said, we are underway, Boodog.
All right.
What do you think is going to be the meta here for Lightspeed to start?
Are they hosting?
Yes.
1-3. Maple Treeway or DDR? I don't know which they would rather pick though. I'm thinking more Maple Treeway though.
Yeah, Maple Treeway is pretty much the standard here. I wouldn't be surprised though if I saw L picking BC3 potentially. DDR though is going to be coming out right on cue. Yes.
Okay. And then the standard RBC pick for when you're in 2-4. Pretty normal picks.
From my experience, I think Moonblast is pretty strong with that particular track. So if it does come out, I expect a dogfight early. RBC is going to be coming out here. Despite the lack of drafting spots, I think they are confident in their ability to draft nonetheless. Then Zesty with that Indiv BC3 pick. I'm not surprised there. He is one of the stronger players in the Ultra shortcut, but it is going to come out with RBC to start. Okay. That being said, Sal's going to be drafting Brody early on, and it looks to me like neither team sit really. They really want to get that draft early on. It looked to me like Taz did get a partial draft as he was starting in 6, now up to 2nd, contending for that top spot, not able to break it. Now Sal's going to be able to flag a little bit at the expense of a bomb onto 2 of MO though.
Zesty spammed Bill, and
was that the move
to get up there? To avoid getting Mega, yeah, that was. And then Matt and Sal getting back bombs and greened. Wow.
And look at this pack. I mean, it's rare to see an RBC pack this spread out this early on among top 2, top 3. But that's the power that 2 bombs and a couple of greens coming back can really possess. That being said, though, it looks to me like Kion's going to be winning out in the bagging battle. So if he does pull it, I think it's in their best interest to use it early here.
Yeah, it does look like the L bagger just lost the bill. So Mo,
yeah,
most
Mason
likely
did
gonna
DC. Yeah, I did see. Yeah, he did DC, unfortunately. So it's gonna be a 4v3 to finish off the GP. And there's the early shock, as I mentioned. They're right on cue. Gonna be getting Sal up to. I don't think he's gonna be able to get up to 3rd without shrooms.
He might be able to catch Taka here, but he's not catching Zesty.
Okay.
And he gets the blue in 3rd.
Trusting the 9-player room item spots, yes. I think it would have been better for him to hold at least one shroom to take the cut potentially, but he really wanted to get up to the top spot to chain that item, and does trail there with Taz coming up the rear as well.
Mo gonna be taking top 2-4 right now. They're in a really good spot, especially with their bagger being in 10th. To get another shock and potentially catch them up right at the end.
Ooh, this is dangerous too. Matt's going to be going on the rail right ahead of Taka. I was going to say maybe he could back, but I don't think he had anything to back with. There is the bomb though.
Top 3 then for not Lightspeed, for Mo.
Yeah, maybe some double backing here. It looks to me like Matt does get hit out of 3rd, however.
Yeah, still breaking away in top 2 though. And they're going to be back spamming Lightspeed players. Baggers are very spread out, very hard to tell.
What is Evan intending to? I think he's trying to drop a star, possibly. But I mean, the shock's not going to come until later regardless. I do think this is pretty secure.
Brody and Omega in 3rd. So probably not going to be seeing it for a little bit. Nothing back on the spiral until late. And we'll see if we see a late shock. Ooh. There it is.
I was wondering if Sal's going to get TS there, but yeah, he did align himself really far to the left. Sometimes runners get TS as they like to adjust midair, but it doesn't look to me like the shock does anything in the end there. That was a most shock to try to get the mid spot runners back up. Doesn't look to me like it did very much though. I don't think they got good chains.
It does look like somebody died on the line somehow, so whoever was getting last didn't get last. They got 6 because it's 9-player room. Probably going to be having a reset if Mason DC'd.
No, there is no. They used one already because they were waiting for him to join the room. I don't know if that threshold was crossed to where they waited 15 minutes. I think it was. So I think their reset is already gone.
I believe you get 2 resets now.
Oh, okay, you do. Got you. Okay.
Yeah. So top 2, 4, 7. It was Matt that died on the line. Zesty able to pass. Really good starting race for Moonblast.
Yeah. Yes, indeed, they are starting up once again. It's going to be their second and last reset on the side of L, and they're playing with fire a little bit here. They're still going to have Mason play, despite his internet struggles, so we'll see how that plays a factor. In terms of track picks, I do think that they're still going to go up DDR, yes, and GV is going to be the pick coming out here for Moonblast.
Yeah, pretty standard pick from L again. GV is an interesting one. I haven't seen many teams pick that in the alt spots.
If it does pick GV, expect it to be kind of a battle between Taz, who's starting off in 6th, and possibly Matt. Taz, Matt versus Zesty or Mason, but it is going to be DDR anyway, and this is going to be absolutely monumental here for Matt to try to break these top spots up early. Or Declan, rather, starting in 2nd.
Sal gonna bag for the 8th place box. He gets it. No bill though.
Looks like Taz and Declan do make the sand hop in the top 3 positions. Sal's gonna be holding on to a star as well, forced to use. A little bit risky there as he could have slagged Matt in that exchange, but does force a star out of Zesty. Baggers went back really early. That's kind of interesting.
It is pretty early. Sal with a Shroom in 6, gonna be taking the cut. I think that is a 1-3 right now for Mo.
Nicely done there by Evan to take the backwards ultra, as Kion did fall off with the bill. His POW could be huge, as they could target POW 5-6 potentially on the right before the wall glitch section, but we'll see how long he holds on to this. It's gonna be a POW right now, getting possibly 1st or 2nd in the air for Mo there.
It looks like it's a bottom 3 right now for Mo. So Al gonna be holding a lot of the top spots up there.
It seemed like it did catch up on the ultra there. Couldn't quite see the top spot. Yeah, it's gonna be a top 3 for L. This is monumental. Sal really needs to break this up. I think he's gonna have to go for the clean ultra here. He shouldn't play it safe here. Has to take a risk to break those up. He's gonna be taking the safe ultra though, right behind the top 2, with Matt taking the golden ultra here.
Looks like Matt's gonna be slipping into 1st.
Yes.
Or yes, 1st. So a 1-4 coming out. Might be gonna all come down to the last
back
few
after the wall glitch. To me, like he does, but he maintains. I mean, him and Taka are really battling it out here. They're neck and neck almost, and Matt is just barely holding on to 1st. Taka could be in sniping range here, but it looks to me like Matt will keep his 1st. Little iffy there from Sal, but avoids that back. Shock was
Shock,
that? Yep.
dodging Declan, so I'd assume an MO shock.
And it looked to me like it... No, nobody from L took cut. I thought it might have TS some of them, but it looks to me like they didn't get any good chains, or maybe didn't get boxes in the mid spots at all. So in the end, it was a decent comeback there from Moonblast.
Yeah, very... I think they'll take it after being far behind, and L was top 3.
And also, I just noticed this. No Daisy. It looks to me like Zesty is running with Funky, so a bit of a rare occurrence there. You rarely ever see Zesty going with Funky, but it could be a sign that he's, you know, maybe he's been a little bit shaky with Daisy recently, so he's trying to change it up a little bit. But that being said, it's going to be a 34-27 race to start this GP off for Mo.
Alright, so they're gonna be extending their lead just a tiny bit more over L. We're pretty much alt spots again, so we're probably going to be seeing Maple Treeway coming out here.
And it's just going to be Sal's POV, unfortunately, as Mason's not streaming anymore, and probably for the better, honestly, because he doesn't want a DC, so we're just going to stick with Sal. Maybe we'll get Ryan's POV for Mo. Usually we don't do a double POV from one team, but actually no, Ryan's not playing right now, so it's just gonna be Sal.
Alright, that's fine. A single POV works great. Yeah, Maple Treeway coming out. Sal probably gonna be hopping into the cut in 3rd, while Matt runs in 1st.
do think it would be in his best interest, but it was a little bit, just not very careful enough there. I mean, I don't think he expected second to lag a little bit upon starting, so kind of went right behind Sal and kind of swooped him with that wheelie bump. But it still looks to me like they're holding on to top spots with Sal in fourth. I think still first coming out here for Mo. Rather mixed spots here. This is a really good pull for Sal to be able to break this up. Brody with the red onto Taz breaks. And, we'll see what goes on in the bagging. One of the baggers fails the strat. We'll pay attention to that later on. Do you think Sal should, I was going to say, should he hold on to these shrooms or try to risk it and punch one of them off?
He was trying to risk it and bump him off. L top 3 again early on. So Sal's gonna have to get a really good pull here. He gets a shroom to take the cut, so he'll catch up a bit.
Yeah,
Mo getting TC'd.
With the pack this tight though, let's just assume that one of Mo are holding on to a dodge potentially. Maybe Taz if he gets into a box here. What do you think he should do? Should he hold on to this, or what is the move here for Mo?
If L is still top 3, I think Mo should be trying to catch up, even if they use their dodges.
I did see him chain a star there, Taz, right on cue. Looks to me like L are starting to fall back just a tad. None of the top spots, I don't think, spin out or anything, so it could still be an okay race right now being set up here for L. Looks like maybe like a 1-4-6 potentially.
Yeah. Both the baggers look like they're still sitting, so nobody has shock yet. Taka gonna be trying to schlag with the greens, but Sal gets reds. Maybe can red him out. Probably not, though. We'll see if Cannon
it looks like a 2-3-4-5 right now for L, and looks to me like first is being occupied right now by, I think that is Declan in first.
Okay, so Mo is first, bottom 3.
Blue, I think I saw Deggy spin out there, so it might have either been a blue or a snipe. So now this is looking really solid, or that was actually Matt in first. So it's going to be really solid spots here coming in for L going into this turn.
Moonblast really need a shock right now, and some dodges.
That's the dagger.
Bottom
Yep.
2. Yeah, the bottom 3 right now. If they, as long as nothing really crazy happens at the end. L gets hit. They might get 8th from that. He does. Brody getting 8th. It'll be interesting to see where the other Moonblast member was. Because if he doesn't get first, then that's going to be a really, really good race for Lightspeed.
Yeah, that was really good work there from Declan to really hound those top spots, as he was the only topmost spot in the beginning of lap 2. Had shrooms got up there, but either got, I don't know what happened to him later on, because he did break those top spots, and then we saw Matt in first lap 3, who in the end I didn't see him spin out fully, so he might have gotten sniped or hit a banana in the hay section. I'm not entirely sure, but either way though, it's still a good race for L coming out.
All right, a Sherbert land pick coming in from Moonblast, and a BC3 from Lightspeed. A BC3 with Zesty on Funky. I wonder if he's as consistent with the Ultra on Funky as he is with Daisy. It'll be interesting to see. Yeah, no rogue picks there.
Yeah, it's going to be BC3, and this is going to be a very hotly contested battle from lap 1 all the way through. Even if one of the teams start to break away, don't expect it to be over. Never say die, because both of these teams are really strong in this particular track. On the side of LUV, you've got Taka and Zesty, who are really strong with it, and then on the other side, you've got Matt and Taz. So, I mean, expect a battle between those two.
Sal gonna be trying to cycle for shrooms. Hasn't gotten it 2 boxes so far. Another backspam from Declan, so Mo's gonna be top 2-4. Sal gonna be going for the Ultra.
Bomb. That's really nicely done, and Mac takes the cut. Kion really struggling to make the backward strat, though. I think he might have gotten starred off, and then, he's really falling behind now.
Bomb gonna be hitting his own team member, it looks like. So a 3-5 right now for L. with a pretty close close pack for BC3, and a blue coming out onto Mo. Gonna help Lightspeed
nice
catch up just a little bit more.
I think if you're Kion here with this big of a break in the bagging, I think just prioritize the star drops immediately. Go for the star. Okay, there's the shot coming in. Only one dodges though, and does get one of Mo gets yes there. That was Taz.
Sal gonna be going for Ultra, and he fails it.
Oh, get the respawn I think though.
No, he didn't. So he's gonna be an 8 now.
And Brody's gonna be taking the cut.
Catching up. Brody fails it. He might have been going for Shroomless. That with a Mega here. Gonna just off the chain it with L being gone in last.
This is not what you want to see. Your best player in the in this particular track in 6. That is Taz. So expect him to go for go big or go home in lap 3, especially since he really has nothing to lose here. He only really has one spot to lose to Brody, and he's gonna have to take a risk. Zesty is gonna be locking down second, with first being held by one of L.
So a top 2 for L then. And we'll see if the cut is blocked. I expect it to be unblocked.
Mason missing though. I think 2 of L actually missed it in that exchange. So it's gonna be a 2-3-4 here for Mo. Bomb snipe coming up, nothing doing in that particular case. This is an absolutely vital last few moments. Kyle with the star drop, very key here. Brody does share it though.
Yeah, so Mo gonna be getting 2-3, maybe 2-4, if I was able to squeeze in there and take that final spot.
That was a little bit of a throw there at the very end from Lightspeed Ultraviolet. I want to go back to, I don't remember if it was S1 versus LUV or Gun. I think it was S1 versus LUV, where they were top 2, and the top 2 failed the low tricks. No, it was Taka failing the low trick and then Mason failing the cut. In that case, 2 of L failing the cut lap 3. So kind of a deja vu moment there. They had the position to really secure a good race, but in the end, it's going to be a top 3 for Mo. Really not what you want there if you're L.
Ooh, Matt got first, so a top 3.
Yes.
From Mo, wow.
I mean, L really had the positions there. They had that race in their hands.
Yeah, it's very surprising. Someone must have unblocked cut, or they didn't get items to block it. Then L failing in 2 spots, that was very crucial of them. It was a very crucial point in the race that they messed up at. We got a BCW and Moonview Highway and Peach Gardens. It is going to be Peach Gardens. So if you're Moonblast, you're going to have at least one player hit the brakes in the top 3 to not give L free shrooms. We'll see who that is pretty soon here. Brody drafting up, and Sal getting a TC. Gonna be trying to pass it to one of L's 2-3 or 3-4 right now. Trying to get it to Taka. Passes to Matt though.
Yeah, even though it was to Matt, it was a good attempt. It's gonna be top 2 though. Looks to me like Matt comes away unscathed. Did he end up passing it to someone else? It looked to me like he did.
Yeah, he must have passed it there. Another TC coming out for someone.
This is not horrible though. He can slide with this and maybe keep L at bay, but he does get the pass off to Zesty.
Yeah, and top 3 for Mo. Gonna be hoping that Lightspeed can get the shock. Evan getting first box, or getting a box in last place. So most likely gonna be getting it.
Taz coming up the rear. I was gonna say, if you're Sal here, just back on that Troy spot. Even though it is a little bit predictable, it really keeps the other team at bay. They don't really have that much room to maneuver around that. Does connect onto one of L, but that's a really good bomb snipe coming out there from Mason there. So to break up those top spots.
Triple Red's in second now. Sal's gonna be able to keep all of Lightspeed at bay. It might be worth to slow down a tiny bit and scare Lightspeed. because right now they could still catch Declan with
I'd say
shrooms.
maybe slow down a little, and that he's throwing out a couple of really unpredictable back spams, but he's not going to be able to connect on any of them here. With Zesty and Brody taking the cut, potentially breaking that top two, shocking right after they come out of it. Taz is going to be picking up a ground star from, I think it might have been a drop star from Kion.
Yes, it was. Taka dodging in the star, getting a bottom spot item, so he could have a really good item in a top spot.
The pack is really, really tight right now. It looks to me like second does get hit out. From the looks of it, that might have been one of L, but they shroomed back. Or it was Taz, actually, but he shroomed back up. He had to shroom back himself up. Still going to be in second.
Sal with a huge golden pull
huge,
right
yes.
at the end.
Sal gets backed, though, by Taka. That was a crucial back, because that's going to put him all the way down to fourth. It actually doesn't lose any team spots. It was just losing spots to Declan.
Al getting second.
Yeah, he only lost
There
spots
was
to...
2, 3, 4 from Mo.
Yeah, only lost spots
That was
to those two.
Yeah, I'm trying to think who that was, or what spot Sal was in when he got the golden.
He got it in sixth. That was a crucial pull.
Okay, that was a huge pull for Sal. L's still getting first though, so a winning race for Moonblast, but not as much as it possibly could have been. 2, 3, 4, 6 from Mo. A very good GP to start it out. Probably up around 50 after 5 races, which is a pretty good start. It's been a pretty fun war to watch, but L seems to not be able to hold their top spots for the entire race. They can get up there, but they can't stay up there.
That's a good point. I mean, aside from Maple Treeway, which is a pretty solid race for L, I mean, there have been a couple races, notably BC3 and RBC2. Obviously, Mason DC'd in that particular race, but they were in top 3 with Kion winning out in the bagging battle, getting a pretty vital shock to get Mo into top spots. And then I think that is the story of the war so far. You're right. Lightspeed, Ultraviolet not able to keep their top spots, whether it's because of the shock or individual mistakes. We'll see how they counteract this. They're gonna be picking DKS, which I know they're pretty strong at. And Mo tend to struggle in that track, even though they have a couple of players who are decent at the double, very consistent. You got Sal and Matt. They tend to have this this weird vendetta bad luck in that particular track. So we'll see what happens.
It does pick DKS.
Yes, and this is the time for Lightspeed Ultraviolet to really mount a comeback, because this is a time in which you don't want to fall behind, the race 6 section of a war, because if you go down this early in the first half of a war, the momentum is really favoring the other team. This is the time to put a stamp on this war. If you're Moonblast, this is a time to start the comeback. If you're LUV.
Yeah, we'll see. Looks like someone gets hit by a little bit of back spam.
It's gonna say Mason.
Taka pulling a
Mason.
fib in first. That's very unfortunate. Gonna be falling into a bottom spot instead of a top spot.
Looks like Sal's gonna be taking the double on the other POV.
He hits Brody off with his greens, but Brody was gonna be TC'd anyway, so probably doesn't affect him very much. He then hits the shy guy.
Oh.
Wow. Okay.
That's a rare mistake from someone like Sal too.
Yeah. I think that's a 1-3 right now. 1-4 from L. A mega in 5th for Sal. Some pretty good items right now. Looks like Evan is in last. So L most likely are going to be getting the shock.
I want to see if this is going to be Taka, by the way. The POW comes in. There's a crucial POW. And it had to have been a L POW there, because it forced Taz out of the star. But I mean, it equally affected L just as much as it did Mo.
If not more, Mason seemed to get really affected by that POW.
Sal, unfortunately, not able to get the trick there. Kind of poor physics, but nonetheless, it's still going to be a very good enter of lap 3 here for Mo. Matt's going to be slowing down before Cannon in 7th. That could be a sign here, but no shock will come out as of yet. Again, the ramps don't like Sal. Let's just say that.
Yeah. A 2-3-4 still from Mo.
Ooh, what happened to Taz?
Taz getting backed by Mason, it looks like. Mason going to be going for the single.
Oh, that's a clutch POW. But Mason, that's really good work from Mason to use that shroom last second and get over the hump. Brody's going to be in a bill. He comes up the rear, going to be able to get all the way up to first. And it looks to me like Taka's going to come up. Zesty's going to come up in a star. That's a good race for L.
Yeah, it's a very good race for L.
But that is the race that you want for L to mount this comeback. And expect them, obviously it's a little bit early to talk about track picks, but expect them to come out with TF here with top 245.
Yeah, that's a classic TF spots. Would really expect to see that. Mo probably going to be opting for something like Grumble Volcano, as we've seen them pick that earlier on. Maybe some other catch-up track.
Yeah, and as I said there, Mo have a bit of a bad history in DKS, and the woes in DKS continue for them, as that was a it ended up being a plus 19 race there for Lightspeed Ultraviolet. On the other end, I mean Lightspeed Ultraviolet have seen a couple of euphoric races, notably against S1 in the final of the silver bracket in the MKPS tournament number 2 it was, and they ended up mounting a comeback. They were down by low 30s, I think it was like 29 or 31 or something like that, and they ended up putting a top 4-9 on the board to bring it to OT. Unfortunately for them, they did lose out in OT, but what a match that was.
MC3 pick, so Mo gets their pick. L probably gonna opt to have the 5th sit and 4 hit a box in a mid spot with their top 2 running and backing. Mo gonna have to get at least 1 mid spot box and get up there pretty quickly to not allow them to run. Looks like Declan does take over first right away. So he must have got some sort of shrooms. A TC from Sal. Gonna be trying to pass it to Zesty or Brody. Somehow that doesn't go to Zesty. I thought that would. So Sal gets TC'd. Probably gonna be an 8th here. Taka coming up. Golden, and then pulls a blue.
And Zesty's in sniping range too. He can maybe... Oh, Taka really reacted late to that fib, but I was going to say he's in sniping range. Could throw out a couple of greens, one wide, one tight, but it looks to me... Yeah, it looks to me like one of Mo get hit out there.
Yeah, Taz going to be getting TC'd, or no, he passes it.
What is this exchange?
Not going to spam a mega, so Taka looks like he's kind of dead 8th now.
It's going to be 2, 3, 4
Brody
for L. It looks...
missing the back bomb barely.
Oh, yeah. Sal went ultra. I mean, Brody was trying to back it slightly wide there, but Sal didn't really get phased at all. Remained in that tight line, was able to avoid it. It's still going to be a 2-3. This is going to be a key spot here for Declan to get a back spam off. Instead, backs a Nana tight, potentially missing on that green wide. I think that was his green that bounced off earlier.
One of the baggers in the bill, so the other one most likely has it. Sal hitting the back spam, not going to be doing anything as Taka was a little far behind.
Brody did get backed.
I think that's a 1-5 maybe for L. Not the greatest of races. A good comeback race for Moonblast.
I mean, that's what you call back and forth MKW. I mean, spots change hands really quickly. You saw many TC exchanges. I think Taka kind of had a poor race. I think reacting a little bit late to the fib. You know how sometimes if you're charging your MT and you see a backspam tight, your initial instinct is just to release the MT and just hard tilt to the left?
Yes.
That's usually what you do if you avoid a tight backspam on a 45-degree turn, or a turn that's not 90 degrees, but was a little bit late to react there, and then got a TC as well after that. So not really the best look there for Taka, and then a decent race for decent race for either side. Really is kind of a neutral race.
Very neutral race. Koopa Cape and Coconut Mall. Yes, Koopa Cape. This is a good track for pretty much any spots. So this is going to be good for the relatively mixed spots all the way through. Mo's first, going to be trying to hang on here.
Maybe race 8.
Yes, I think it is race 8.
And I want to see how Sal's going to be able to, yeah, I was going to say he should take the Shroom, but even though the red is a little more risky, if you can line it up and you can time it right, you can make that red shell Shroomba. And it looks like Sal does, Sal does get up to second with Taz Shroom up to first.
Yeah, so top 2 for ammo, top 2 forward, top 3.
This is a crucial spot too to drop stars. I think the meta here, you can honestly drop a star for first to have him break a little more, or for second to get him up to a little bit more of a top 2 break. Kion drops a star really late. Really crucial mistake there. Matt does get it in the end
Yes,
though.
there went for Matt, so it's still an MO drop star.
Yeah.
Looks like they are top 3 and Eklund's trying to pass it.
On the other pub, Taka got redded out of 4th and then got redded in 7th, so he's really not going to be enjoying his first lap. But unfortunately for Sal, another rare mistake there from him, missing the Shroomba. I mean, he makes the red shell Shroomba but misses the green shell Shroomba. I mean, it is what it is. Taka's going to be coming up, not to first, but he's going to be able to break up those spots a little bit. Not nearly enough though.
3-4 now for Lightspeed. Going to be going wide on these turns, avoiding the backspams from the MO top 2. Sal with triple shrooms in 5th. He's in a decent spot to
And there's the drop star
Brody.
from Evan. Kion not able to pick it up as it was a pretty well-timed star coming in from Evan there. Matt breaks the red very nicely, but it's still going to be second here coming in from Taka. Taka is in position not to break first, but to at least get up to Taz's tail.
He makes the Shroomba, and then Lightspeed dodging, I think,
Bill,
Brody and Zesty.
Yeah, Brody is going to be able to get up to first.
Pretty good shock there. Taka's going to go wide for a box. That's interesting in 3rd place. 1-3-4 now for L. We'll have to see if 5th, huge
that is
pull
monumental.
from Taka with a mega. Now he can
And he's going to
maybe
be
try and hit Matt.
Yeah, if he takes the cut, and Matt's just going to careen straight into him if he's not careful.
Ow, looks like he was trying to target Pow Taz
that
in
is-
the cut.
Okay, I was gonna say that was a really wide line, but it looks to me like he, you know, Taz got target powed enough to a point where it didn't matter. It's a top 3 for L. It looks like.
No, Matt got second. So it's a
Okay,
1-3-4. I think it's a 1-3-4-5 or a 1-3-4-6. Still a really good race from L, but it could have been better.
Yeah, and that goes back to the point, right? If you take the mega through cut there, either tight or maybe slightly towards the center line, then you know Matt's gonna have a lot to deal with there. But he took the cut really wide there. Taka did, and allowed Matt to just cut inside and get second to control the damage.
Yeah, 1-3-4-5. I believe Taka was trying to go wide to hit Taz.
Yeah, but I mean he's already beating out Taz in the end. I think you maybe try to get him down to like 7th or 8th rather than finishing in 5th. But I think you just stay tight there, maintain your spot.
Yeah, he could have also been trying to avoid Zesty. Don't know if Zesty went tight or wide with Shrooms or just went
that's a good
wide.
point. That's a good point.
But
I will look
still,
back at that.
either way, it's going to be a really good race for L. Going to put them in really good spots for the next race in everything but first. Going to be interesting to see what they opt to go here.
Yeah, I look back at that POV though. Yes, he went a little wide, but Zesty was in front of him on his POV. So you gotta trust the lag shield, right? The only way you're gonna hit somebody is if you're slightly ahead of them, and Zesty was ahead of Taka in that exchange. So I think if he remains in that tight line, Zesty is gonna be able to come away unscathed regardless. So it was kind of a tricky situation there for Taka, but it's the little things that matter in this game.
Moonblast getting their pick of Grumble Volcano, definitely going to help them reset the spots. Hopefully for them they can pull some Shrooms right away. 1-3 opting to run, and Taka getting a Shroom, Zesty sniping out Matt, so now they're top 2 with a Shroom in second. Now Shroom in first. I'd assume Taka is just going to go for the cut. Because
Yeah,
if he
I
doesn't,
think
everybody
he
behind
most
him is
certainly.
going to pass it. Yeah, gonna be going for the wheelie cut. Makes
Nicely
it,
done. Oh!
and then gets starred by his own bagger.
And Evans, I think he gave Kion a 10th place box in that exchange too, so really not what you wanted. I think he was maybe going for the cut. He chained a star and maybe was hoping he'd pull shrooms, but then he found himself in a tricky situation. Probably chained into another star, so he's kind of stuck in limbo there. And gave Kion a 10th place box, and I think we may already be seeing a shock being held from Kion.
Kion is in 10th. Taka with triple shrooms. We'll see if they opt to TS him on the cut.
Or no.
Him and Mason. Taka's off though.
I'm sorry, it might be a shock being held by Evan with the Bill in 8th being held by Sal. So kind of a weird exchange there from Evan, but I think he gets bailed out in the end.
Maybe. Yeah, Kion does look like he's moving too fast.
Okay,
to
yeah.
have the shock. So I think
Taka's
Evan
off
does
with the
have it.
TC. Kind of an unlucky pull there, just kind of dives off in the end, but gets a really bad respawn. I think he was trying to pass it to somebody, but just goes really, really tight and just falls off. In the end, though, I still think this is going to be looking decent. Actually, it could be an even exchange with 2 of MO in dodges. None of L have shrooms to take cut with, aside from Taka, who's going to be taking it behind the top 2 or top 3 here.
Yeah. A shot coming in. Dodging Taka. Gonna be breaking up the top spots. Maybe it. Yeah, top 2 or 1-3. A top 2 or a 1-3, or maybe even a top 3. I couldn't see who that was.
Matt was off. Matt was off at the end. I think he might have gotten TS'd in the little crack there. Not the last ramp, but the second to last ramp. I think that's where he might have gotten TS'd. And overall, I mean, another strong race for Lightspeed Ultraviolet. They're really knocking on the door here, making it a very close affair.
Yeah, there's going to be a good last 4 races to watch. After the first few races, it didn't look like it was going to be a good war to end, but it is. And it is a top 3-6 from L. Brody's taking up the points. That's huge.
Lightspeed fans stand up. I mean, I think with that, it's going to be a 42-19. And, I mean, this is kind of the opposite of what we saw in week 1. We saw L chipping away at Mo, with Mo coming back from the dead with a dramatic finish. This time around, we're seeing the script being flipped here.
Let's see, what are we going to be getting coming out here? Some sort of luck track for Mo. Mushroom Gorge.
Oh, yeah, they love that. They love that.
I've heard from Mason that L really likes Mushroom Gorge as well.
Interesting. DK Mountain here is going to be an interesting track pick. It'll really change up the dynamic, I think, because, you know, they're starting off in 1-3 in very good positions. Maybe not first so much as third, but if first can keep his top spot and, you know, they go into the can in top 2, then this could be looking really solid for L.
Yeah, if they can squeeze that second place out of there, they can definitely run this pretty easily in as one of the best front-running tracks in the game. It's kind of all up to if they can get second out, which it looks like they do.
Declan is all the way down to 7th,
yeah. Taka probably going to be running this pretty
Taz
decently.
Started in second. Yeah, Taz started in second, actually, so it was Declan getting hit out of 4th in that exchange. Taz is still alive here. Let's see if he can maybe try to... Oh, Evan was really
Oh my god,
close.
Evan. Getting very close to starring Taka once again. But Taka is now going to have a
Declan's
pretty nice front run.
Yeah, Declan's going to get TC on the other POV. Taz falls behind a little bit, but Matt is able to slip into second. Being sandwiched by L, though. This is looking really bad here to start off for Mo, but Taka wastes his protection.
Yeah, Taka playing aggressive and gets punished for it.
Matt with the back, too! This is automatically a top 2. Wow, I mean, it was 1-3-4 for L. I mean, they really had that in the palm of their hands, and all of a sudden Mo could retake the foothold.
Yeah, both baggers still sitting, so nobody has shock yet. Brody looks like he does squeeze into second, past Sal, probably shrooming. Probably shrooms of some sort.
This is key. This is key. Brody needs to break these top spots up. But Pow comes in, really puts Matt off. I don't know if it gets him off the track. I think he's able to stay on, but at the expense of conceding first to Brody. There's going to be a TC coming in. Oh, okay. Taka takes that one. Blue coming in onto L.
Coming in on L. So a 2-4.
No, 1-3-4 here
No,
for Mo.
1-3-4 for Mo. We'll see if the shock comes out. I don't think it will. Yeah, it doesn't.
Kion tries to get a 10th place box, but he gets ahead of the ramp there, but it doesn't look to me like Evan's going to punish him as he didn't get a box in the end. It's still 50-50.
In 6th or 5th for Sal, gonna be huge right at the end here.
Yeah,
Taka with Shrooms in 5th could maybe just stay ahead of Taz.
Oh, the fib.
Declan getting a TC, falling back.
Oh.
Sal gonna be holding up, almost off a few times. Brody billing, no shock coming out, so either nobody got it or Mo had it.
That was scary. Sal threading the needle, though, staying really, really wide, avoiding the star from Taz there, and just barely escaping from that green snipe attempt coming up from one of L there. So I think this is going to be a good race for Mo. A good answer from that last race, especially considering L were 1-3-4 going into lap 2 there.
Yeah, that was a surprisingly close pack for a DK Mountain race. I don't think I've seen that close of a... Yeah, 2, 3, 6, 8. I don't think I've seen that close of an L... not an L, a DK Mountain race in a long time.
Oh, yeah.
L's still salvaging the race, so it's not that bad of a loss. I think they're pretty close to tied now.
It's going to be a tie. Actually, it will be a tie right now with 3:04 apiece.
304 apiece, okay.
Top 10 MKPS down to the wire matches, anybody?
Yeah, this is going to be a very good one for this season's top 10 closest.
What's the move here, though, if you're L to try to, obviously 1-4, they're gonna pick possibly TF or CM. What's the move? Do you think MG is gonna be a decent pick here?
Yeah, I think MG is a pretty decent pick. They're in 2, 3, 6, 8, so they can get Shrooms in 6, 8, and maybe even in 3rd and 2nd. Coconut Mall gonna be coming out. We'll see if somebody goes for the bill here in a second. I don't think this really favors anybody. It kind of all depends on if somebody gets a bomb at the beginning and bomb snipes.
Also, what I've noticed is that some of these races have been shockless. I think probably like at least, maybe not half of the races, but around half, close to half have been shockless. And it looks to me like both teams are kind of, neck and neck here. So the shock could really play a factor going into these last 2 races.
Yeah, we're seeing L breaking up the top spots in top 3 now.
Taka, yeah. I was gonna say, where is he gonna throw this bomb? He throws it in between the fountain section and the boost panel. He wasn't sure if L were gonna take the infi tricks or if he was gonna go wide to take the boost panel. Throws it in between, catches Taka.
Yeah, another back spam from L. Gonna be hitting Sal after narrowly avoiding the green earlier.
Even exchanges early on here with Taka holding on to a golden here in 7th. Matt using a star early here could be a sign that, they are occupying some of the top spots here with Mo in 3, 4, 5. Top 2
I believe
here.
it's a top 2 from L. Could be a top 3 here in a second if Taka can get a draft off Matt. Gonna be...
Taka not confident with the tricks, but gets a monumental pull. I mean, this is what you want, but he hits the wall.
Still top 2-4 from L though.
Risky cheat.
And
He gets
another
shrooms
triple
anyway.
shrooms.
Why not?
Wow, very lucky. Gonna be making this top 2-4 into a top 3 here in a second.
Oh, the pow! He avoids the. No, he doesn't.
No,
Barely.
he doesn't.
Yeah.
Still gets into top 3 for Mo, not Mo, for L. Mo holding a bill, so gonna be more likely for them to get a shock. Taka getting the blue, so their top 2 should be pretty safe now.
Taz goldening up to only 4th now as he does lose a little bit of speed. Gets backed by Zesty. This is gonna be a top 2-4 here for L. This is gonna be very, very clutch for them if they can pull out a good race here in the end. Sal's gonna be going in a bill. I don't think it's gonna play a factor as it could be shockless here. Declan in a mega.
Yeah, Mo really need the shock, and it's not gonna happen.
Sal gets dropped into a car after Bill. It's going to be a top 2-4. 6, I think.
6, maybe top 2, 4, 5 if Mason is somehow able to beat him because of his lag.
Oh my god.
Another very good race for L.
That is absolutely monumental. And yeah, Sal did get dropped into the car there. Could have maybe eked out a mid spot in the end, but the car says no, not gonna happen.
Yeah, that's a very bad bill drop for Sal. Top 2, 4, 6. Mason got 4th. What?
Yeah, no, I did see him getting 4th in the end. I'm not sure how, but he did sneak up there. Never doubt the abilities of someone like Mason.
I swear Taka still got 4th on his screen, but yeah, I swear Taka got 4th and Mason got 6th. I guess they may have just switched spots.
Never doubt his internet. That's all I have to say about that.
Yeah, I guess.
And now with that race, it's going to be a 19-point lead going into the last race here for L. Can they exercise their demons from that first week in which they dropped, I think, a mid 30-point lead? And can they exercise their demons from, you know, the first half of the season and make it a 2-game win streak going into week 8?
Mo picking Delfino Square. They really are banking on the shock now. They are trusting Kion to get the shock, because without it, I don't think you can really win a Delfino Square race by that much. Toad's Factory, this is really good for L. We'll see if they can get the draft off at the start.
On paper, for whatever reason, for one reason or another, for whatever reason, we have seen teams dropping spots in TF and, you know, starting top 2, 4, they finish bottom 3. We've been seeing that a lot lately in MKPS Season 2. Not sure why, but we'll see how L will be able to keep their top spots. One of Mo are going to have to get that draft. I think it was Matt that got a top spot in the end there. He's going to have to really break that up.
Taka gonna be dropping for the bill. Doesn't get it in 2 boxes.
Sal gets it.
Sal gets it in 9th. Pretty lucky pull from him right away, and that will give Kion a little bit of an edge, knowing that they have the bill.
This is good for L though. It's still good for L. They can utilize double backs. They can back the Shroomless in 2nd and really keep Mo at bay. Get a couple back spams in the mud section to either hit them or, you know, make them hit the dirt to avoid the backs. Looks to me like all of Mo come away unscathed to start, and Sal with the bill in 6th here can really do something with this. What's the move here? Should he use this early?
I think he holds it. With the pack still being close, I think he's good to hold it. Matt's trying to chain items for a blue shell. If they can get a blue and a shock here, they can pretty much win the race.
Ooh, Brody is into a bottom spot. Oh, I think that could be the dagger.
Taking out Sal, but also hitting Brody, but they lose the bill.
Oh.
Shock coming in. I didn't see anyone dodge on the minimap.
No, it was all into boxes. I mean, Mo are looking desperate right now. They just needed anything that they could get to change this up. Doesn't look to me like doesn't look to me like any of them get up to top 2. Declan's gonna get. Oh, okay, there it is. There's the bomb.
Bombing Taka and Sal, so that might. And Declan gets hit as well. Both streamers in the back. Can't really see who's in the front.
Where is Declan 6? Where is Matt? He has to be somewhere in 1st, otherwise it's going to be over here. He has to be in 1st in position to back. I don't think he is, though.
Does look like Matt is in 1st or 2nd.
Either or, but Sal gets backed. I mean, this is looking... Yeah, this is a wrap here. Lightspeed looks to me like they will take this one home.
Blue coming out, but it's way too late. Yeah, bottom... maybe bottom 2 for L, but I think that's still enough as long as they get 2 mid to top spots.
Yeah, I think they could bring this... I mean, it's most certainly a bonus point nonetheless for Mo, so they're going to at least come away with something out of this, but I don't think it's enough.
Depends. If they got top 2, it could not be a bonus point. They could have barely squeezed out a 20-point
2,
win.
3, 5...
1, 4, 6, 8.
Yeah, it's a bonus point.
Yeah, I think that's enough for Mo to keep their bonus point. But a very good comeback from L, nonetheless.
Yeah, indeed. That was a very entertaining match to watch, and I'm not necessarily saying that just for the sake of saying that. I mean, that was an absolute just barn burner of a match. I mean, maybe not barn burner in the sense that we saw a bunch of lead changes, but we saw Mo kind of taking control early on, and then Lightspeed pulling it back. Kind of the opposite of week 1, in which Moonblast were the ones that came back. So that was an absolutely intense match. Very fun to watch.
Yeah, that was very fun. That should bring the standings in D2 a lot closer now.
Yeah, with this win, Lightspeed had 7 points going into this one, as they did beat Gun Diamond, and Moonblast and LUV had to be the match had to be rescheduled. So now they're going to be sitting on 10 points LUV, with Moonblast sitting on 13 with a game in hand against LUV and Gun, who are sitting in 7 right now. They didn't get the bonus point against LUV. So Mo are still sitting in a decent spot. They're still going to have second locked regardless of what, regardless of the match between Timeless and I think MW2 it might be. But
yes, I think it is.
But nonetheless, I mean, that was still a very fun match to watch. Unfortunately for Mo, I think they're 1 and 2 in the MKPS stages in terms of casting, but Mo still sitting pretty. LUV though coming back. Essentially they were almost down and out in the first half of the season, but now they're putting themselves in a decent spot.
Yeah, I'd say the only real 2 decided spots are first and last with Avail and MW2. But then again, if Moonblast could upset Avail, they could possibly take the first place if Avail loses to someone else.
Yeah, and I'm trying to think of what the turning point of that war was. I think DKS had to have been that turning point. I mean, we saw Sal failing a couple of times in that particular race with the ramps, and we saw Evan pulling the shock in the end. Whether it was him making the strat and Kion missing it, I think that might have been the case. Kion did miss it the first time, and Evan made it after him. So that was something that we didn't mention. So it was good work there from Evan to be able to catch up despite being in 9th initially. And overall, it was just a very solid war. I think Evan got the slight better of Kion. It was kind of even, but a lot of the races were shockless. But in the end, it was Lightspeed Ultraviolet coming out on top.
Yeah. Yeah.
Any final thoughts?
No, not really.
All right. Thank you for casting. Is this your second cast?
I believe so. Second or third. I think it was second.
Thank you so much for coming along. Thank you to the viewers for coming along. And remember, we do have the donations for the prize pool. They are open. So take whatever gains you got from the AMC GME stocks and maybe donate 1% of that over here. That being said, thank you guys for coming along. I'm Jaggy.
I'm Boodog.
We will see you guys on the flip side.